So for anyone still rocking the iPhone 12, you might be wondering if Apple's newest $799 iPhone 17 is finally the upgrade we're jumping on. Today we'll break it all down so you can decide whether it's time to retire that trusty 12 or keep using it for a little longer. Let's start with the design, because that's the first thing you'll notice when you put these phones side by side. The iPhone 12 was the first model to bring back the flat-edge design we've been living with ever since. Back in 2020, those sharp aluminium rails felt futuristic compared to the rounded curves of the iPhone 11, but the iPhone 17 shows just how far Apple's design language has evolved. It follows a style first introduced with the iPhone 12 and refined over the past couple of years, with subtly rounded corners that make it a little more comfortable to hold, thinner bezels for a more immersive screen, and a gorgeous frosted matte glass back that instantly makes it feel more premium. After years of glossy glass backs that collected fingerprints faster than you could wipe them, the silky matte finish on the 17 certainly is a blessing. Then there's the dynamic island. The iPhone 12 still has a classic notch at the top of the screen, while the 17 replaces it with Apple's clever pill-shaped cutout that houses the front camera and Face ID sensors. I'll admit, I did think the island was a gimmick when it first debuted with the 14 Pro, but Apple slowly packed it in with more smart animations and live activities, music controls, timers, sports scores, name drop, you name it. Developers keep building new integrations, so the notch on the 12 feels more and more dated by the month. If you're planning to keep your phone for another 5 years, that's worth thinking about. Before you dive deeper, a quick request: if you enjoy these deep dive comparisons, hit that subscribe button and tap the new hype button. It really helps a small channel like mine reach more Apple fans, and you'll never miss my latest takes on everything Apple. Now let's talk about size and display tech, because this is where the 17 makes some big improvements. Apple increased the display from 6.1 inches on the 12 to 6.3 inches, but thanks to slimmer bezels, the phone doesn't feel that much bigger in the hand. The panel itself is a Super Retina XDR OLED, protected by Apple's new Ceramic Shield 2, which they claim is 3 times more scratch resistant than the original Ceramic Shield used on the 12. And for the first time ever on a non-Pro iPhone, you get ProMotion, Apple's adaptive refresh rate technology up to 120Hz. Scrolling, swiping, animations feel buttery smooth in a way the 12's fixed 60Hz panel simply can't match. The 17 also brings the always-on display from the Pro line, so you can glance at the time widgets and notifications without waking the phone. Brightness is another massive jump. The iPhone 12 topped out at 625 nits typical brightness and 1200 nits HDR. The 17 offers 1000 nits typical brightness, 1600 HDR, and a stunning 3000 nits outdoors. If you've ever tried to read your iPhone 12's display on a sunny day, you know how valuable that is. Even on a bright summer afternoon, yes, we do occasionally get that here in the UK, the 17 stays perfectly readable. Performance is where the 17 quietly leaves the 12 in the dust. The 12 runs on the A14 Bionic, which was cutting edge in 2020, but the 17 packs Apple's brand new A19 chipset, built on a 3rd generation 3nm process. We're talking about a 6-core CPU, a 5-core GPU with a neural accelerator baked into each core, a beefed up 16-core neural engine, and 8GB of RAM, double what you got with the 12. Day-to-day activities like messaging and browsing won't feel night and day faster because these phones are well optimized, but the extra power means the 17 will stay smooth for years longer, and crucially, it unlocks Apple Intelligence. That's Apple's suite of on-device AI features that won't run on the A14 at all. Whether it's smarter photo editing, natural language through requests, or real-time transcription, these features are only going to become a bigger part of iOS over time, and the 12 simply won't get them. Despite all the extra muscle, battery life is dramatically better. The iPhone 17 is rated for up to 30 hours of video playback, or 27 hours of streaming. That's 8 hours longer than the iPhone 16, and far beyond what the iPhone 12 could ever manage, even when it was brand new. If your iPhone 12's battery health has started to decline, you'll notice this upgrade immediately. Apple's new adaptive power mode in iOS 26 also helps stretch battery life even further by intelligently managing performance based on your usage. Charging is faster as well. With a 40W higher USB charger, the iPhone 17 can charge up to 50% in about 20 minutes. The 12 with its Lightning connector takes roughly 30 minutes to hit the same mark. MagSafe and the new Qi 2 wireless stand are supported for up to 25 watts, and of course the switch to Type-C makes cables and accessories far more convenient than the Lightning port on the 12. Connectivity is another area where 5 years makes a huge difference. The iPhone 17 uses Apple's new N1 networking chip with Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, Thread for smart home accessories, and a 2nd generation ultra-wideband chipset for more precise location tracking with things like AirTags. You also get improved 5G performance, dual frequency GPS, and safety features such as emergency SOS via satellite, messages via satellite, and crash detection. The iPhone 12 still supports 5G, but it tops out Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5, and it lacks all the satellite capabilities. Also in specific regions, you should know the 17 is eSIM only, while the 12 still has a physical SIM tray. Let's move on to the most important part for many, the cameras. The iPhone 12 ships with a 12 megapixel main camera and 12 megapixel ultra wides, good for the time but starting to look basic now. The iPhone 17 jumps to 48 megapixel fusion main camera and 48 megapixel ultra wides with improved low light performance and macro capability. The fusion sensor allows a clean 2x optical quality crop, giving you 0.5x, 1x and 2x zoom options without sacrificing detail. Night mode is faster and cleaner, Smart HDR processing produces more natural highlights and skin tones, and video remains industry leading with 4K Dolby Vision across all lenses. Apple's also introduced new creative tools like dual capture, which lets you record video from the front and back cameras at the same time, ideal for vlogs or reaction videos. The front camera itself is a new 18 megapixel sensor with a square layout that captures both portrait and landscape shots without rotating the phone. It supports center stage for video calls, improves stabilization for smoother selfie videos, and it simply delivers sharper, cleaner selfies than the iPhone 12's 12 megapixel front camera that lacks autofocus. So here's a mic test with the iPhone 17. It should sound pretty similar, but here's how it sounds. So here's a mic test on the iPhone 12. Let me know how this sounds. The iPhone 17 also brings over the action button and camera control introduced with the 16 series. The action button is fully programmable. You can set it to trigger shortcuts, launch the camera, or start a voice memo with a single press. Camera control acts as a multifunctional shutter and zoom slider, giving you more creative flexibility when shooting photos or videos, though I usually only use it to open the camera. Meanwhile, the iPhone 12 sticks with the old school mute switch. Colours are subjective but worth mentioning. The iPhone 17 comes in lavender, mist blue, sage, classic black and white. I like them a lot, and while I was a fan of the iPhone 12's mint green, purple and red, I do prefer the blue the 17 has. It's also worth noting that Apple has continued to refine durability. Both phones have aluminium frames, which can dent if you drop them, but they're light and comfortable to hold. Both are IP68 water and dust resistant, so an accidental dunk in the sink shouldn't be a disaster, but Ceramic Shield 2 on the iPhone 17 offers much better scratch resistance than the original Ceramic Shield on the iPhone 12, which was notoriously easy to scuff. Real world experience? This is where all the little upgrades combine to make the 17 feel like a substantial upgrade. The smoother 120Hz panel makes everything from scrolling Instagram to reading email feel more responsive. The brighter screen is a joy outdoors. The cameras are dramatically more versatile, especially in low light. Battery life is in another league. And with Apple Intelligence on board, you're getting features that simply won't exist on the iPhone 12. Of course, if you still love the iPhone 12 and it's meeting your needs, it can absolutely handle the basics, core text, web browsing, social media. But if you've been eyeing a new phone and debating whether to save money with an older model or spend a bit more on something that will last, the iPhone 17 is easily the smarter buy. You can save money by getting the iPhone 15 or 16, but the upgrades with the 17 make the premium for this model worth it in my opinion. So should you upgrade? Absolutely. From the display and cameras to battery life and next-gen connectivity, the 17 is an upgrade in every single area. Plus you're getting 4 times the base storage compared to what the iPhone 12 originally came with, and you'll be ready for all of Apple's upcoming AI features. I'll leave links below to buy this iPhone. Those are my thoughts, but I'd love to hear yours. Are you still hanging on to the iPhone 12 or are you ready to make the leap to the iPhone 17? Drop a comment below and let me know. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe and smash the hype button so you never miss my next deep dive into Apple's latest tech. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.